What's up YouTube, and back to another video. And this talk we're gonna talk about electric cars. And what brought me to talk about this topic, I was at the charging station, um, and I was just told off by a Karen. She told me to that I was a jerk. Okay, so I decided to make this video, just an informative video about electric cars, which you're gonna know the full story at the end and why I'm bringing that up right now. So anyways, so I had this Toyota, it's not a Toyota this time, yeah, Nero, right here at Electrify America. Honestly, normally get Tesla, so we're all familiar with Tesla, we're familiar with the charger network, and I was thinking, like, we are in 2025, so we should be fine, right? Because all the administrations and everybody want us to go electric by 2027 or some bullshit like that. So I'm like, okay, what could go wrong? So they told me that they don't have a Tesla, so I decided to take a non-Tesla car. And again, if you're buying a electric car, please, for the love of God, before you even consider buying a car, electric car, figure out your charging station, okay? If you're not sure, you're 50-50, you're not 100% sure, I would probably take the safe route with the electric cars. I will go with Tesla. I would put Tesla as number one. Even though the Kia, I've seen like the Audi Trons, the ID4, they really built really well to the point where you really don't miss your gasoline car. But here's one thing you will be dealing with. There's literally two types. I can, after owning this one, not owning, it's kind of like renting this car for a while, just to kind of get the taste, to be the guinea pig, if you will, for you, for giving you some information about what is it like to live with the car. The car is awesome, build quality. I don't even miss having a gasoline car, but I'm telling you, you will have a terrible experience if you do not figure out your charging situation. Your charging situation is crucial. I would in fact go as far as, if I don't have access, of maybe you're one of those luckies who maybe got a spot at your building where you can freely charge your electric car, and make sure it's compatible to whatever make and model that you are buying, I wouldn't even consider this. So, and the reason I say this, look, at least for Tesla, one thing I would say, I had that car for extremely long time, for close to a year, something like that, around that time. Charging is pain, is inconvenience. I have to sit and do nothing for about 2 hours. If you think that's the worst it gets, get another type of electric cars, because there's Tesla and there's where everybody else. I'm not advertising for Tesla. I'm telling you, build quality is still not the best. I think technology is great in Tesla, but I feel like it's much easier to live with for people, especially people who do not have their own home charging. But if you have anything other than Tesla, then you're gonna have to deal, at least, I'm not gonna say nationwide because I don't know what's the case out there, but I'm just gonna talk about my state of Nevada. You're gonna deal with something called, right here, Electrify America. And I do not like when companies use the flag or the nation name, America, whatever, when they probably one of the worst. This, in comparison to Tesla charging stations, is a joke, is an absolute joke. This is, by the way, is one of the largest one, if not the largest, in the valley. So we do have many of them. We have one here, one on the strip. You have to pay for parking as well. We do have one. So within this radius, within about 10 miles, you have about 3, but each one of them at most has 6 spots. And let me show you. You see that line out there? They're all waiting. Okay, so on the top of, you're gonna have to sit in your car waiting for your electric car to charge. You will also have to invest some time to wait till it's your turn. And that's the part I was not prepared for, okay? Unless you're going super early, and I mean early 4 a.m. or super late, and I mean at 2 a.m. okay? Even at 12, sometimes I have to sit down and wait, and sometimes I get lucky. But in a prime time basically anywhere between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. you're basically gonna deal with a situation. You might have to invest upward of 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours to charge your electric car, and that's, in my opinion, a deal breaker. It's such a hassle that I would give my experience with the electric car. Again, nothing against the car. The car was awesome. You know, it comes with a push button start. I even feel like I'm in a gasoline car. But the fact that how behind we are in terms of like charging stations, that I just want to let you know that it's gonna be a huge hassle, and your experience with owning an electric car is gonna be even worse. It's bad as it is, but in these scenarios, like let's say you have a home charging, and I definitely would not buy a electric car. I'll probably lease it, because I've seen some of the leases going for like $300-400, which they're really cheap in comparison to gasoline car. Combination, maybe I have also a home charging in my apartment. Definitely it can be a great A to B, because I think I might be negative here. I do think the difference between them is like those are disposable vehicles. I don't see these cars to last 10-20 years. I really don't see it, because once the battery is dead, then you just basically, the car's totaled. And maybe in the future there's some cell recycling or something, but at the time being that is not the case. So those mostly are disposable cars, so why buy it? Just lease it, and yeah, in combination with it can be great. Even though I remember not long ago, like about a couple years ago, the home charging, as they claim, used to be about 7. Well, let's talk about prices here. It was about 7 kilowatt per 7 cents per kilowatt, which translation to English, to charge a car like this one from 0 to 100 is gonna cost you about $5, $5-6. Okay, so that's awesome. That's really awesome, especially if somebody drives so much. And you get about $250 in this car, which is very decent. Even with the almost 60,000 miles on this car, it still holds the charge pretty damn well. So nothing complaining about, but the charging situation, it's really annoying. And the second thing, if you only gonna be depending on these charging stations, let me tell you, it's gonna cost you about $56 on average. This particular one, it costs a little bit less, so about 40 something, which is the cheapest we find in Las Vegas. This video is being shot right in May. Okay, we're toward end of May, so it's almost 60 cents on average, 56 per kilowatt, which translation to English, if I go from 0 to 100, is gonna cost you upward of 30 something dollars. Okay, which like if I would use, I'm gonna throw also some stats from my charging history of this car when I got it, and you're gonna see that my history, that I'm spending on average about $40 a day, $40 to $45. Granted, it's pretty hot over here, so I'm blasting the AC all the time. That does affect, but $40 to $45. And my Corolla gasoline, my gasoline Corolla, non-hybrid, I spend about 20 bucks, $22, 25. Worst case scenario, maybe I drove so much, 30 bucks. Okay, that's a gasoline car. And if you get a hybrid, you're probably gonna spend about 10 to 11 bucks, okay, a day. Okay, that's a day with excessive. There's no way you can go through a gallon, a whole tank of gas of a hybrid vehicle. That's insane. Like some of them, like 700 miles. Like, I don't know, you doing trucking in your car? Like, yeah. So for the most part, it's very difficult. But other than that, makes you wonder. But if you have a home charger, I just checked. Basically, the even the home charging, I've heard people, like, especially if you're not gonna just plug it into your wall and charge your car. It's gonna take multiple days to fully charge. I think like almost 4 days. It depends on what kind of car you have. You need at least a level 2, which takes about 8 hours. It's healthier for your batteries. You're not overstressing. You're not overstressing the battery, so it can last for a longer time. So it takes about 7 to 8 hours with level 2, but also installation can cost upward of 12, 15 grand. Here, maybe it's a one-time investment. I don't know what's the deal. That's what I heard. Don't quote me on. You can fact check me on this. A few years ago, not long ago, it used to cost about, like I said, 7 cents per kilowatt, which equate to full about $4. So basically, you're running for free. That's with very cheap lease. I can see that working. I can work with this. You just get home, you get like maybe Tesla long range. Like my only complaint I had, my previous Tesla, it was a short range. So if I had the long range home charging, I can pull that off. I would not be, it won't be a hassle. But if you don't, but now let me not sidetrack. It's gonna cost you about, at last I checked, almost 20 cents now. So double cents a few years ago. So now it's gonna cost you to charge your Tesla / your electric vehicle, depends on the size, of course, about 15 bucks a day, which is kind of almost as much as the hybrid car, which brings back the question, why don't you just get a hybrid car? But again, depends on what state you're in. Might be cheaper in your state to have, because last time I checked in California, some locations they do have up to 75 cents per kilowatt. So it's like charging your Tesla, you better not be fully empty, because you're gonna pay up to 50 bucks. So it's more expensive. So it is more expensive to charge your electric car, and it's more time consuming to have it. So just like, I'm just letting you guys know, it sucks. It does. I never thought I would say this. Is even advertised in Hertz that electricity costs less than gas. Bro, I will throw my experience with this vehicle, which I give 1 star. Again, not given the car. The car is actually pretty good car, but the whole experience of having to charge, having to fight with people. Look up. There you go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. That's the Lightning. That's the guy right there. Yeah. It took me about 2 hours just to get my turn. I got called a jerk for waiting for 4 cars to get ahead of me. Because look, you're gonna be dealing with one of the worst charging stations called Electrify America. Unfortunately, you're not dealing with Elon's supercharger stations, which they are pretty good. Yes, they get more expensive during prime time. You do have to wait if you go to the cheaper ones, which makes sense. But if, hey, I gotta get going, you know, you just pull up. It doesn't matter what time of the day. Yeah, you're probably not gonna get the best deal, but you're never gonna wait for your turn. But with Electrify America, you're always gonna have to wait. Even I showed up yesterday at 12. Literally, I showed up at 10 something with I have to wake up the next day at 5, 6 in the morning. I had to wait. I didn't finish charging, including waiting for my turn, till 2. So you invested 3-4 hours. Absolutely not worth it. Absolutely garbage. And on the top, to add insult to an injury, this is the biggest one. The biggest one has 6. Again, I'm not talking nationwide. I don't know what it looks like nationwide. I will probably not gonna take my car anywhere outside Las Vegas. But here, the biggest one has 6 pumps, stalls, whatever. If you look, this guy is walking around. He's probably gonna come. He's checking on everybody's how much battery everybody has. It's just no, but I don't know if it's my turn, it's his turn, if he actually lying or telling the truth. Again, I never had to deal with this when I had my Tesla, okay? So I'm telling you, you're not sure, just get a fucking Tesla. Tesla is much easier to deal with. I would take a Tesla maybe on a road trip, a longer road trip. I'll have more peace of mind, okay, with the Tesla, because I know there's a charging station almost everywhere, like between here all the way to, and you know, they pioneer in this. So they've been building these there's literally on this street there's 2. There's no way they get all filled up. It's just never happened. Okay, any time of the day you're gonna go in charge, in case if your charging situation not taken care of. In my opinion, if your charging situation is not sure, you don't have like a place where you can charge at work. Some people are so lucky that they can charge at work or charge at home. I simply would not even think about getting an electric car. It's an extreme hassle. It's pain in the ass. It's been a horrible experience. 4 or 5 hours of my day has to go. And I don't think all these people, this guy with, I see Polestar, I see a Mercedes, I see Ioniq, Hyundai, I see Mach-E, I see Acura. I don't know, I didn't think they make them full electric. Waiting. So I don't think these people bought these cars have a chargers, home chargers, because I would not disrespect myself like that and just come in the middle of the day. But again, I guess one of the good outcome of this video is that I get to share with you guys. Look, piling up, more cars are coming, yeah, tag her in. Yep. Now we have a parking lot full of angry, environmentally aware people. We're just fighting who's gonna go first and calling each other names. So yep, if you can figure out your charging station, look, there you go. There's a new guy right here. Look. He is also creeping around, hoping. Yep. And he's gonna wait for a few hours for his turn. Today is not a weekend, it's a Wednesday, actually hump day. So one of the slowest days to record this video. But again, it's a horrible experience. I did not think it's gonna be this bad. Okay, I guess I tried. Most East Electrify America, by the way, guys, they have 4, most of them. 4. Out of the 4, they have to have 1 or 2 broken. Has to, like, it's almost like I've never been to a single one that doesn't have 1 or 2 broken. This guy just figured out, I'm not gonna wait, I'm just gonna leave, okay? So they at least have 1 or 2 broken. So that might, like, you know, and now we're dealing with 3 charging stalls for the whole city. Yeah, it's been a terrible experience. If you guys have any question, I just this for the kicks and giggles. I hope this information are helpful. I'm not against it. I'm not against electric cars. I think they can be fun. I think they're more fun than a gas car. But honest truth, like, to be honest with you guys, old you know, junker from like a 2000, early 2000 Honda might outlast most these electric car companies, especially now. Even the government start to like pull the plug on them, and they just sinking. You see the resale values. A lot of people, they get that, you know, that initial hit, and they just decide never to buy another electric cars, which I totally understand. But that's food for thought. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd like to talk about this, well, controversial topic. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.